to dress down to perpetuate the myth that I might be a fixer-upper. I've reached this point in my life, I don't really look in the mirror before I leave my apartment. I glance at it to make sure I'm not bleeding. You know what I mean? But I don't stare at the mirror. If I stare at the mirror, I get angry. Like I feel like I'm complaining about a bad call a ref just made. I'm like, come on! You're blind if you're leaving a house like that! And the ref is God, and the competing teams are my gut and my receding hairline. And it's a close game, because my gut is large, my hairline is fast, and I'm all riled up. I'm about to charge the field, and the guy comes by with fried dough. And I'm like, next time! Next time I go for fried dough. We have a daughter now, and so it's getting, 2-year-old daughter, it's getting pretty serious between me and my wife now, and it's, I don't know. I was living in New York when my daughter was to be born. She was not born here, though. We flew home. She was born in Tennessee. I didn't want her to be born in New York, I don't need her growing up thinking she's better than me. I was like, you start where we start, all right? No one gets a leg up in this family. It was wild. I remember on the way to the hospital, I was telling my wife, I was like, look, I don't want to see anything, all right? It's going to be gross. I wish it was like the 50s when they didn't even let men in the hospital, but it's not. Now doctors are like, do you want to deliver the baby? Why don't you do most of it? They just pull the baby out and they're like, here, cut the umbilical cord. They just tell you to do it real fast. I didn't take a class. They just act like I'm the guy that cuts umbilical cords at the hospital. I almost cut the wrong part, I don't know what it is. And they're like, that's not right. I was like, well, why don't you do it? You did go to doctor school for this. Why am I doing minor surgery right now? I mean, is it cheaper? If it's not cheaper, I don't want to do it, all right? And then they just hand you your baby, and they're like, all right, I'll see it. Doctors are so unimpressed with birth. And they're like, good luck. And then I remember the first question I asked, I was like, how much do you feed it? It sounded like I was buying a hamster at a pet store, where do they figure it out on their own? Or the big message they tell you, they're like, all right, whatever you do, let's just try not to shake this baby. That's the number one goal. And they tell it to you almost like, obviously you're going to want to shake the baby. But it would be just so awesome if you just did not shake this baby. And then I watched a video of a guy, and he was like, here's what I do when I feel like I want to shake my baby. He was like, I take walks, I walk about 70 miles a day. I walk a lot. I've barely seen this baby. And then I signed a certificate like I was in kindergarten that said, all right, I'm not going to shake the baby. Quit asking me. I didn't even think of it till you guys brought it up. I've never heard the word shake so much in my entire life. That's all we talked about for 3 days. And the first night we got her home, I remember she was crying for 6 hours, and you're delirious and confused. And I was with my wife, and I was like, wait, are we supposed to shake this baby? Is that what they said, dude? We didn't shake her, so I feel like I gotta say that. You guys don't have to call somebody. We have rocked her pretty hard, though. But it's, babies have to get a lot of shots, a ton of shots. It's very nerve-wracking when you take a baby to get a shot, because they don't know what's going on. You just take them into a room, they're like, man, this day's going unbelievable. What could go wrong? I don't think anything could go wrong. And you have no way of telling them, it's about to all go wrong. You can't even imagine how wrong it's about to get. So she gets the shot, and we go to console her, ready for her to cry. She does not cry. She was just fine with the shot. Everything was okay. And I'm my wife is sitting there, she's like, wow, this is a sign of bravery. It shows that she's going to be a powerful woman one day. And I was like, yes, it also could show she's going to be a psycho. Who doesn't cry when you get a shot? She doesn't even know what it is, and she's fine with it? I cry, and I know what it is. And I don't know if she's going to be crazy. I hope not. We're not going to know for a while. You can't tell right now. We're not off to a good start, but we can't. Maybe she'll turn it around. It's going to be like 18 years, like when she's 18, like, or, you know, I'm going to be sitting there either at her graduation in high school, just be going, look, we love you so much. You know, we're so proud of you. Or I will be on the front yard on the news going, we love you so much, but turn yourself in right now. Do the right thing. She throws fits though, like a normal kid. Like I took her to Walmart to buy some toys, and so I was like, I'm gonna go buy all these toys. I was gonna let her pick. Which first she runs to like just like dog toys, and you're like, oh god, you're like, no, this isn't. I gotta like grab her and be like, people are looking, you're like, she's joking around, and
Yeah.
they're like, I don't, you know. You have a dog? We don't, but we might get one. Okay. So I get her, you know, back to the human toys, and I'm like, go ahead, just pick whatever you want. So what she grabs is this little popper. It's like, I don't know if you remember, like from a kid, it's like you push it, it's got a globe on it, it pops like little balls. It hasn't changed, by the way, since you were a kid. Like that thing, the guy made it like 100 years ago and was like, no changes. No suggestion box, nothing. He goes, this is it, and we're gonna do it forever like this. So she's grabbed it, she's pulling it all over the store. So I was like, all right, I gotta get that. But I don't want that one, you know? She's already used it. It feels used, I want a brand new one. So I grab a new one, and I pay for it, and then I go to switch with her, because I'm like, all right, this shouldn't be a problem. And you know, reasonable person sees it's the exact same thing. So will you just trade with me? And then we get in a huge, like, fight. Like a crazy fight between me and my daughter, like a 2-year-old girl, and like, it's almost like we were trying to prove we belong in Walmart. And
Look at me.
I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, let it go, all right? It's the exact same thing. It doesn't even let it, you can't tell the difference. And like, if she's looking at me too, like, why don't you let it go? It's the exact same thing. You can't tell the difference. I got it out of her hands, though. I'm so much larger than her, you know? Like, I was like, I got it. I thought, I don't want her to win. I was like, you're not gonna win this. And we took it home. She's not touched it since then. Like, I don't even know who won. Like, I thought I won. I just bought something no one's using. It's our first kid. I don't know if we had a kid too late in life. Sometimes I wonder. Like, you know, I'm 35. I was 33 when she was born. And like, because you ever ask someone that has kids, you're like, when's the best time of your life? They will say before they have kids or after their kids move out. There's like 20 years they don't mention, and that's when kids are in their house. So by the time my daughter moves out, I'll be 53. I'll be dead within hours. So I've just pushed it too far, you know? Like, I should have done it earlier. Like, I watched that show, Teen Mom, and I was like, man, those girls are nailing it. Like, that's what... Just get it over with, you know? No one likes junior high or high school anyway, so just throw a kid in the mix. Wrap it all up. If I had my daughter at 13, she'd been moved out right now. Right now, she'd already be gone. I will be excited, like, I'll be excited when she goes, like when she goes to school, like to do homework with her and stuff, you know? Because it's like bonding, and it's not going to hurt for me to do one more run through. Just one more pass. None of it stuck for me.
Just too anxious for a lot of things. I get very nervous all the time. Not even about like major life things. Just like about in everyday situations. Like, this is my regular speaking voice, but if I'm in a public bathroom and someone knocks too suddenly on the stall door, I go into a whole different speaking voice, which is, hey, someone's in here! Someone's in here! So they're gonna be like, I think there's